The initial, I think it was like 47%. That would have been 35. Then has she done, was it 65% plus another 15? $6,600 from paying $149 a month, and she started with 1,500. It's excellent returns, you know. She's making more, she's doing less. The power of artificial intelligence, right? And welcome back to the Forex AI Pro channel. I am the Pro Trader. And in our last video, you guys got to take a look at some long-term data on our test account here. You guys got a chance to take a look at some live accounts from other clients that are using AI Pro. But today I want to get into someone special, someone with a pretty unique situation. One of our clients, Ms Janai, right? And what's so special about Ms Janai is the fact that her account, she did something that I see a lot of people do in the trial, but she did it live and it kind of burned her. She learned from it and she was able to come back, and now she's kind of dedicated. I have her permission to pretty much dedicate her account as something like a guinea pig account, something like a test run, if you will, to be able to see exactly how far a live account can grow from a small start. So as we take a deep dive into Ms. Janai's account, we'll see that her first trade came into the account on the 6th of April, right? Now, as her balance grew, she was able to grow from this 1,500 mark up to this $2,400 mark, right? So this is from April 6th to April the 25th, right? So in that time frame, she was able to grow her account. How much percent is that? I don't know. It's like $900, which is what, 50%, something like that? A little bit over 50%, something like 60%. I don't know. Don't do math on a video. Let's do the right thing and let's try to calculate this thing. So what's 2,400 from 1,500? So it's $900 out of 1,500. Yeah, 60%. Okay, so 60% growth, right? That she had. And then from here, as the software does, as I tell you guys in the trial, in that welcome video where you'll see the breakdown of the drawdown, right? It happened to her, and she's operating, I believe, at like a 3 or 4x, one of those things like that. And when she incurred one of the drawdown spikes, she was in one of the major ones, one of the 3 major ones that we've had. She incurred, I don't know, it was something like 20-30% drawdown, and she was, even though on paper she said that she was comfortable with that, once she saw that in her account, she gasped, she panicked. So what did she do? She started trading herself. Not a good idea. And I want to show you guys exactly what that looks like, so you guys see that I'm not making this up. If we go back to that time, right? So this is between April the 25th to April the 28th. In that time period, I want you to take a look at, see, as you can see in the beginning, right? Trades were taken 0.12 lot size, 0.09 lot size, 0.12, 0.13, 0.15, 0.12. Pretty much stays consistent with the size of that account because there's only $1,500 in that account. Not going to put crazy lot size. The software just doesn't work like that. It's not going to put crazy lot sizes on your account. But she started trading herself within this time period. Look at these lot sizes: 0.58, 2.32, 2.05, 1.25. She started taking these, huge trades, and she obviously, got burned on a couple of them. This one she lost 13%. She lost 7% here. There's a couple others that she lost. So basically, the point is she basically chopped herself up, right? And she ended up losing with a balance of $746, right? Now at this point, right, at 7:46, this is when she realized, okay, because after at this point, she noticed that, hey, if I would have just done nothing, I actually would have came out of that on top. From that point on, after having that realization, she decided she's no longer going to, touch this account. She's no longer going to touch, this particular, because she does trade, but she's not going to touch this particular account. She's just going to let the software do its thing, as intended, right? That is my recommendation for all of you. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. You do not have to be an expert in order to benefit from this, right? So from there, on May the 1st, $746. Software is doing its thing. June the 1st, she's at $1,100. Okay. 1,100 from 746. Let's whip out the calculator again. See how much of a return, how much it was able to come back after, such a big loss, right? Which, could devastate some people. 354 divided by, what was it? 746. 47%. Okay, so a 47% gain within the month there, right? Now, she's making more. She's doing less. The power of artificial intelligence, right? From June the 1st, from 1,100, she jumps up to, by July the 10th. So obviously, was there no trades in between here? Because you would expect something to be on the, I don't know, first, second, third. I don't know. Let's take a look. All right, I'm in the account now. Let's see. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So there were no trades between June 30th and the 10th. Probably just management, right? And hey, sometimes that can happen. Sometimes, there can be an entire week where there's just no trades that take place. The reason why is because, AI Pro is scouring the market at all times, looking for the best opportunities to take trades in the way that we do. So the first booking of July, the balance ended at 1822. So we go back to the beginning of June at 1,100 to now 1822, which is a $722 profit, and that's divided by, what did we say, 1,100? Sheesh. Okay, so another 65% gain, right? So huge. So she went from a 40% gain to now 60% gain, and now we're moving on into today, 1822 to now basically 2,100. Let's see, 2,100. And the month's not over yet, so anything could happen. But 278 over 1822, 15%, right? Which is great. Again, it's consistent upward motion. And the great thing here is that if you consider what she's gone through after losing 70% of the account from doing her own trading, she lost 70% of the account, gained most of those gains back, and at this point you consider she's $149 a month is AI Pro. She paid $149 in April, $149 in May, $149 in June, $149 in July. That's $600. She started with $1,500. She's back at $2,100. She's pretty much broken even, and which is awesome because she made a critical mistake and she's still breaking even. Had she not made that mistake, due to the fact that AI Pro does compound, it does build on the equity in your account, this account would probably be somewhere north of $5,000 by now, maybe six, probably even more, right? Because of the gains that show she had 40%, 60%, plus 15. What actually is that? If she would have stayed at that $2,400 mark, she would have done the initial, I think it was like 47%. That would have been 35. Then had she done, was it 65% plus another 15? $6,600 from paying $149 a month, and she started with $1,500. It's excellent returns, you know, from a small account, just from, you know, acquiescing and kind of just submitting to the software, what I say all the time, and submitting to time, right? So you have to submit to time to let this thing grow. You can't expect to make $30,000 inside of 3 weeks with $200 in your account. Like, that's not real, bro. And if anybody's telling you that, you need to run the other way, because that's just not how these markets work. Okay, these markets, you need equity, you need a strategy, you need time. Like, you need to live in reality is basically what I'm saying. And this is not a market to where you can come in and make a bunch from nothing. What you're doing is you're multiplying equity, but equity, like not $200. Like, you got to have, you know, something in there. You know, that's why we recommend starting with at least $1,000. If you have 300, 400, 500, we can make it work. You're going to have to go through, you know, some pain in the first like 8 weeks or so. But once you get yourself into $1,000, or maybe you make another deposit, great. Now you're in the clear, and now you can start, you know, generating those gains because you have the proper equity that the account needs, right? So, Janai has been gracious enough to basically let us just see her account, see how it builds. You know, she's promised to leave it. She's not going to do any type of like withdrawals or anything like that. God willing, you know, she doesn't have like an emergency or anything like that, because she does have two kids. So, you know, hopefully that won't be the case. But you guys will be able to follow along. I know there's some of you looking at my stuff every day, and there's some of you who are brand new looking at this stuff. Some of you are like, I don't believe them, but I'm going to keep watching. Okay. Some of you are watching and you're like, well, he's showing all of these results. Let me try it out. I love you guys. And then there's some of you who are watching and are like, I don't really care what he has to say. I don't really care what he has to show. I don't believe nothing. That's fine too. You're never going to make it anywhere, no matter what. And that's perfectly fine. You know, you can keep watching, you keep looking, building up the views. We love that. But for the people that, you know, watch, who are willing to take a chance, you guys are the ones that are going to exceed. You guys are going to excel. You guys are going to succeed, because the only way to make it in anything that you do is if, you know, you're willing to take a risk. Anybody that is not willing to take any risk in anything at all, guess where you're going to stay in the exact same spot. It's really, really simple. So big shout outs to Ms Janai for basically donating her account to science and research. For, you know, everybody else that wants to kind of get an indication of what this thing looks like and what I can gain from it, and, you know, how it'll look for me, you know, if I do it. And with that said, you know, I do want to put a risk disclaimer out there that, you know, past results are not indicative of any future results, you know, because this is the markets. Anything can happen at any time. This is just the results of someone who decided to say, you know what, let me just take some action on this thing. I've seen enough data. I've seen him, you know, kind of stay consistent with this thing. So let me put something behind it and let me try it for myself. People like that are always going to succeed. So thank you, Ms Janai. Periodically, I'll be, you know, posting this account on the channel. So for the people that don't have, you know, $10,000, $15,000 to start with, those accounts are great. You know, I love to see that for those people that have that, but there's a lot of you out there who just don't. I at least want to make things, you know, real and tangible for you guys, because at the end of the day, You know, that's really who I started this thing for the people who just maybe have been trading for a long time, and you know, they've, you know, incurred a lot of losses, or they've incurred you know, some type of scams out there. I've been scammed in many different ways, you know. So I at least want to put something out there that gives people hope that there is, you know, things out there that do exist that you can turn a profit from, and you know, not everybody is out just to get you, and you know, things like that. Because I know it can be really demoralizing when you just look at the landscape and you see, you know, the stuff that's being promoted, and most of it is just complete garbage that doesn't really work, doesn't really have you know, any base in any type of logic, or it's just, you know, a money grab, right? So it's very important for me to display to you guys that, you know, you have something real, you have something that, you know, you can depend on, and it's affordable, right? Because at the end of the day, if we really wanted to, AI Pro could yield a $10,000 price tag, an $8,000 price tag, you know, $5,700 price. I used to sell, you know, courses with software attached to them that did nothing as close to what I'm offering here, that we charge $6,000 for. And that is not even a fraction of what this is doing here, all hands off. So I do my best to try to spread the message. The reason why I attack on the affiliate program is because I would love for your help to be able to spread the message to other people, to, you know, get this into, you know, people's hands so that they can use it to their benefit. And I would love to compensate you for that as well. That's pretty much all I have in this video. Again, we'll be watching close to this account and any others that decide to showcase their accounts to the audience here. So that's it for me. This is the Pro Trader. Remember to stay the course and trade like a pro.